What is the World Cup? By Bonnie Biddle. Illustrated by Stefan Matesi. Penguin Workshop. What is the World Cup? Mexico City. On June 21st, 1970, more than 100,000 screaming soccer fans packed the Estadio Azteca. They were there to watch the World Cup final between Brazil and Italy. Hold on. There we go. That's better. For the first time, two-time World Cup winners, Brazil in 1958 and 1962, and Italy in 1934 and 1938, would face off. Here's the image. Everybody cheering. Anyways, this was also the first time that a World Cup game was televised in color, not in black and white. The Brazilian players wore canary yellow shirts and light blue shorts, and the Italians, in blue and white, raced up and down the vivid green turf. 20 minutes into the game, Brazilian star Pelé headed the ball past the Italian goalkeeper. Brazil was up 1-0. Then Italy evened up the score. Started. Tensions rose, but the Brazilian team was strong. They dribbled and passed the ball up and down the pitch. Goal! Brazil was ahead by a point. Could they hold on to the lead? It looked that way. 5 minutes later, Brazil scored another goal, making the score 3-1. And then a Brazilian forward in the left back position passed the ball to a teammate who dribbled past 4 Italian players. After another pass, Pelé had control of the ball. Cool, calm. Hold on. First, the picture. Anyways, cool, calm, and collected. Pelé passed the ball to team captain Carlos Alberto. Without missing a step, Alberto smashed the ball with his right foot into the corner of the net. Brazilian fans went wild. Not only had Brazil secured a victory, but the world had just witnessed one of the most beautiful and memorable goals in World Cup history. Chapter 1. The games kick off. Every 4 years, soccer fans crowd into stadiums around the world to cheer on their teams at the World Cup. Millions more watch the matches on television. The World Cup is the most watched sporting event in the entire world. Soccer, known outside of the United States as football, which I will refer to it as, was first played in 1863 in England. Soon after that, a number of football clubs joined together to form the London Football Association. From that beginning, the sport quickly gained popularity throughout the world. Why? Because soccer is basically a simple game to play. All that's needed, besides players, is a field and a ball. Goals can be made from anything: garbage cans, cones, even backpacks. But in official games, there are rules about the field, ball, and equipment the players use and wear. In 1904, an international soccer organization called Fédération Internationale de Football Association, or FIFA, was founded in Paris. At first, just 7 countries, France, Belgium, Denmark, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland, were members. Within a year, the number grew to 15 after Austria, England, Germany, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Scotland, and Wales joined. The heads of FIFA wanted to hold a tournament in 1906, but it never took place. Why? Because none of the teams sent in an application to play. By 1924, FIFA had a new president, Jules Rimet. At the Summer Olympics in 1928, Rimet and FIFA's Congress decided to try again to organize an international soccer match. Jules Rimet. The pitch. Okay, I'm not going to read these. But if you have this book, well, you should get the book, but you can read them if you do have the book. Anyways, Uruguay, which had won the Olympic soccer gold medal, was selected to hold the first World Cup. Some other countries in FIFA, however, weren't happy about that. Uruguay is in South America, and many complained it would take too long to get there. In those days, people still traveled by ship, which took a very long time. Another problem was the expense. Many players simply did not have the money to travel that far, even though FIFA promised to pay some travel expenses. Also, the European teams did not want to lose their top players for 2 months. That's how long they would be gone. As a result, some of the best teams, England, Italy, Spain, Germany, and the Netherlands, sat out. The organizers grew nervous. Were there enough teams to compete in Uruguay? Romet stepped in and convinced Belgium, France, Romania, and Yugoslavia to participate. Romania's King Carol II handpicked his country's team and gave the players a 3-month vacation. Ooh. Hold on. That's the United States, Mexico, Canada, France, Belgium, Yugoslavia, Romania, Brazil, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, the snake, Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay. Alright. That's 6 minutes. Well, that's 6 minutes of reading. Then I'll make an episode 2. I don't know. We're continuing reading. If it's 7 minutes or more, that's fine. In the end, with the addition of Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, Chile, Mexico, Paraguay, Peru, and the United States, 13 teams competed in the first World Cup. In World Cup play, there are a series of games leading up to the final. On July 15, 1930, Argentina and France played in the second game of the World Cup. It was a tight match, with both sides controlling the ball well and defending their nets. By the time 80 minutes had passed, the game was scoreless. Then, at the 81st minute, Argentina's Luisito Monti scored. France was down by 1 and played even harder. Suddenly, the ref blew his whistle. The game was over. Argentina won. But not so fast. The ref had made a mistake. There was actually 6 minutes left in the game. The players were called back on the field. Some had rushed out of the showers in the locker room. But in the end, even with the additional time, France lost the match. The final match was between two South American countries, Uruguay and Argentina. One of Argentina's star players was 20-year-old forward Francisco Pancho Varallo. He had missed the semifinal game due to a knee injury. Okay, we're almost there. We're almost finishing. Alright. For the final, Varallo was examined by a doctor who said his knee was too swollen to play. But the doctor was the son of Uruguay's president, and Varallo thought he wasn't given a false diagnosis just so he wouldn't play. Varallo tested out his knee, which felt fine, and decided to play. In the locker room before the game, Varallo read some telegrams sent by fans, bursting into tears at the words of support. Almost 70,000 fans packed into the Estadio Centenario in Montevideo. Emotions were high. Police were called in to search spectators for weapons. They wanted everyone to be safe. As Varallo shook hands with his opponents at the start of the game, he was told that his knee would be attacked on the field. And, well, it was. By halftime, he could hardly run, but he continued to play. Many of the Argentine players were scared when they took the field in the second half. Geez, 9 minutes? Anyways, said if it's 7 or more. The Uruguayan crowd was growing unruly, and although the Argentine squad fought hard, they fell to Uruguay by a score of 4-2. Varallo later said, from the best to the worst, everything happened that day. The first World Cup was over, and it was a huge success. Now FIFA had 4 years to plan an even bigger and better tournament. Next, we'll be doing Chapter 2 about the Italian winning streak, 1934 and 1938. Anyways, coming up next, peace out. My brothers, and watch this movie because I haven't seen it yet. Anyways.